All right, welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a little bit different of a video from my normal. I usually put videos up about old Mercedes and whatnot, but today, if you clicked on this video, you know we're here to take a look at this chop saw. And this thing has been sitting in my shop now for I don't even know how long. A former coworker gave it to me probably 10 years ago, and I used it a couple of times on a couple of different projects that I was doing back then, and it just, I don't know, it quit working, and I've never really had any use for it since. You can see that the cord here is, well, it looks pretty tattered, not in the greatest shape, and I'm not 100% for sure if that's the whole reason why this doesn't work. So basically, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to check the switch on it and a few other things to see if I can't get this thing to operate right. So yeah, basically, if you like this video here, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I don't always put up videos like this here on fixing stuff like that, but I do occasionally. So yeah, let's go ahead and we'll get started. All right. Basically, this here is a Makita 14-inch chop saw, pretty much. And to start off, we're going to have to get in here and remove all of these screws around here just to be able to get in everything in behind there. So we'll go ahead and start popping those out. Maybe I need to turn the clutch up on my drill a little bit. And a lot of this here, it basically, it will interchange with, well, I say it will interchange. A lot of the ways that I'm gonna fix this here, you can use this kind of information to be able to fix drills, different stuff like that. Just about any handheld electric power equipment like this. And it's not that hard to do. All right, now that we got all of that out of there, we can just take and slide this cover off. And now this here is basically where your power cable comes up into, comes straight up and across. And right here is your switch. You know, you just push up on the trigger there and that's your switch. Some of these switches I've found in different pieces of equipment can be screwed in there. Well, that just fell out. Oh well. But this one here doesn't look like it's held in with any type of screw. And now you can look here, these switches are fairly simple. You know, you just got your two hot wires coming in from the plug-in, and then you got your other two that run down to the actual motor on whatever you're working on. And if you look down inside of here, you can see that there's just little bitty flats in there for they basically look like set screws, clear down in here. And basically I'm going to need a shorter or smaller screwdriver to get them undone. So let me go grab that. Okay, this here is just a little tiny screwdriver. I think this probably came out of like an eyeglass repair kit or something along the lines of that. And we'll just get in here and I'm gonna undo the power cable lines that come into it. I'm gonna undo them first, and then I'm gonna show you how to check continuity in the actual cord, if I can get these things undone. Well, it's probably going to need a little bit of help. Okay, well, that was a quick fix. I just went up and got an old screwdriver and took it over to my bench grinder and just kind of ground the tip down on it to make it smaller, like this one here. This one here, I just couldn't get a handle on it, basically, and that's probably going to work much better. So, like I say, we'll go ahead and pull this power cord off. And check the whatever you call it. Check to make sure that it's getting power through it. And now, to be able to do that, you'll need a multimeter. Okay, and now that we've got that switch off of there, we can go ahead and get our multimeter and get it set up to AC voltage. And now I've gone ahead and I've plugged in the power cord on there, and we can go ahead and test to see if we've got power. And 121 volts. So we've got power going through the cord. So even though that cord looks pretty tattered, it's still getting voltage clear through the cord. And I've already gone ahead and unplugged it. So now the next test we can perform is whether or not the switch here is getting power through it. And basically, how you can do that is if you can see the screws here. Those come in direct contact with, uh, with the electric lines going through there. And all you basically have to do is take your leads and just touch it to them, kind of like that, and squeeze the switch. But I'm going to have to plug that in, and we'll give that a try. Well, actually, I wasn't even thinking. If I plug that in and I squeeze that switch, it's going to turn the whole thing on. So before I do that, I'm going to undo these wires going down to the motor, just so that I don't kick that motor on. Okay, I'm not totally sure what happened there with my video, but basically you can come in here, get your leads to your multimeter, and touch them right there to the top of those screws, and then give that button there a push, and take a look at your multimeter, and it should be reading about 120 volts. This one here is reading about 122 whenever you push on the switch down here. So yeah, now that we know that the switch is good, we can move on to check in, basically right here on the end. This is where your what do you call it? Gosh, I've already even forgot what these are even called. I'll get them out, and I'm sure I'll remember by then. All right. Basically now I do kind of want to explain one thing here on these switches. If you get like, well, you can see here, these wires they basically look identical. If you get these wires, or even the wires coming in off of your plug-in, if you get those mixed around, your whatever you're working on will not spin the correct way. So if you have to, put like a little piece of tape on there and kind of mark on it, or do something to where you can differentiate where these wires go. Because if you get them mixed around, like I say, whatever you're working on will spin in the opposite direction that you want it to. So there's that. And now I do remember what these are called. The brushes, you want to get in here, and we'll get basically these here come out with a screwdriver, just a flat blade. You can get them in here and should be able to just kind of twist those out. This one here almost looks cracked. Let me see if I can get a different screwdriver in there and see if we can't get that undone. All right, well, this one here is being a little stubborn. I've gotten in here with various screwdrivers trying to get that thing to loosen up, and it just ain't working. This cap here seems to be cracked, So I'm just going to try and tap it out. Maybe, possibly. And it looks to me like it's just trying to crack the whole thing. I don't think I'm getting that out in one piece, especially after doing that. Yeah, and well, there you have it. That one is not wanting to come out. I've already taken the other side off, and this is what that cap should look like. It's just kind of threaded in there, and yeah, that doesn't. This one here doesn't look like it's going to be that way. So I'll see about getting that out of there, and we'll go from there. All right, I've basically decided that I'm just going to try to basically break all of the rest of this out of here. I think that's about the only way to go about it. Okay, as you can see there, this is the end of your brush. It'll look something along like that right there. This is the brush out of the other side, and yeah, now I've just got to figure out how to get that thing out of there. I think I still have a few more chunks in there that I need to get pulled out, and yeah, we'll kind of go from there. All right, well, I got it out of there. As you can see here, this spring is pretty well broken. Yeah, yeah. If I hold it up here in front of the camera, you can see it a little better. But yeah, that spring there, that thing is, yeah, not doing so well. If you look over here on this other spring, you can see that yeah, it's basically fully intact, and that's kind of the way that you want it. What that spring is used for is whenever this is put down inside of there, that spring actually holds tension on the end down here where this comes down onto the armature of the motor. And if you don't have any spring tension on that, your brush here is just not going to come in contact with the motor. And you can kind of see here the difference between the two of these. This one over here is worn pretty flat across the top of it. I mean, it's going to have a little bit of a groove in the middle, but that's just because it's been riding on the armature. This one over here, that thing is wore down pretty unevenly. If I can get my camera to focus here on that. Yeah, see how that's not very even across there? That's basically because that spring here broke, and it's not letting it set down on the armature right. So basically, what I'm going to have to do is I'm probably going to just, instead of buying one more brush, I'm probably just going to go ahead and replace both of them and save this one here back as a spare. But I'm going to have to find another one of these caps to basically put it in here on the other side. I'm not sure where I'm going to be able to get those because who knows how old this chop saw is, and I don't even know if, well, I don't even know if they even make these brushes anymore. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of digging on that, and yeah, hopefully it would be nice to kind of have a chop saw around here to, oh, I don't know, do certain things, but I do want to tell you how I was checking the voltage coming out through here. You can see here on my multimeter, there's that 250 and 200 ACV. Well, that's alternating current voltage, and that's what the your house runs on, is alternating current. And if you're operating a just a regular two-pronged whatever piece of equipment, it should be 120 volts, kind of like this chop saw is, and that's what you want to set it to, is 200, and that will give you enough of a, well, that's basically just the correct setting to test all of that out with. And yeah, I'll see about getting parts ordered for that. If, like I say, if I can find them, and if I can't, then I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with this old thing. Hopefully I can get it to work, but who knows? And if you liked videos like this, I do post them up from time to time. I've done a video of putting in that heater up there, so yeah, just kind of things that you might want to fix in your shop. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close it off there, and I'll see if I can get some parts. And if you like the video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more videos on this chop saw, or that old Mercedes back there in the back of my garage, or just really about anything I got going on around here, please consider subscribing. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.